Hey everyone, today we're going to be checking out the 40-liter travel backpack from Stubble and Co. And when I first saw this, it seemed like something that was really trying to address some of the foundational elements of a solid one-bag travel pack, like the size, the layout, the harness system, and so it seemed like an interesting addition to this category. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about what it's been like to test it over the past couple of weeks. I'll show you how I've loaded it out, walk through all the features, and I'll also talk about how it compares to some of the other similar bags that are currently on the market. Before jumping into the video, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. Starting off with the overall aesthetic, to me the bag is a pretty functional and rugged vibe with the compression straps, the handles, the materials. It definitely feels like something that's ready for adventure, but it also doesn't look overwhelmingly technical, and I think is going to allow it to blend in well into a lot of different environments. As far as the materials, this feels really solidly built. The exterior fabric is a recycled 900D fabric that's going to offer plenty of durability and weather resistance. Beyond that, you have really solid components all throughout for the straps, the buckles. You have some very well protected zippers here. I don't believe that they're YKK, but they have worked smoothly, reliably, and it feels like everything is going to be well protected from the elements. One thing you'll have to keep in mind is that this is a heavier bag. It comes in at over 4 pounds, which is one of the trade-offs that you sometimes have to make with a bag of this size and the materials and the padding that it offers. But that will also make it challenging if you're trying to travel on one of these stricter international airlines. Continuing along the outside of the bag, I was happy to see that you have an external water bottle pocket, and this is going to offer a nice amount of capacity. I was able to store my 20-ounce water bottle comfortably. This offers a nice amount of elasticity. I like the height on this to also, properly fit the water bottle or an umbrella. And then if I'm not using it, when I pull my bottle out, kind of keeps the pocket closer to the bag. And then you also have great handle at the top and on the side. These feel well reinforced regardless of how you want to try to handle the bag. And you also have compression straps, one pair on each side, that are going to be great for tightening the bag down when it's not as full, or just securing everything, preventing it from shifting around. And then you also have these great G hooks here that actually allow you to release the straps so that you can attach something if you want to store a jacket or a tripod or anything like that. So I'm always a fan of when you have the ability to actually loosen the straps up in this manner. And then on the outside, you have the Stubble and Co logo on the front, and so it's kind of prominent here in the center. You also have the Stubble and Co label here at the bottom, and so they blend in pretty well into the exterior of the bag. Moving into the capacity, as the name implies, this comes in at about 40 liters, which is a really great one bag travel size. It's a little larger than what I typically like to travel with, but that's nice when I need some extra space, and is going to be great for people who are traveling a little bit longer or who are maybe newer to one bag travel. And I like that even though this is a pretty big bag and it can get bulky, the silhouette is pretty streamlined, which is going to allow it to blend in nicely into a lot of environments, and is also going to make it great for carrying onto a variety of domestic and international airlines and placing it into the overhead storage compartment. Continuing with the harness system, so far the bag has been really comfortable to wear. The padding that's included here feels soft and comfortable right out of the box. Could have maybe been a little bit more rigid to provide some extra support. And then on the inside, you have a breathable material to help prevent moisture from building up. The straps also have a good width to help prevent it from digging into your shoulders when it's a little bit more packed out. You have load lifters at the top to really allow you to pull that weight of the bag closer to you. And then you have an adjustable sternum strap here. And you have a removable waist belt on the bottom, which is a pretty robust waist belt. I like the amount of padding that's offered here, and it's great that you can fully remove this if you need to. It also feels like it properly alleviates some of that weight off of your shoulders, so really well implemented here. And then you also have some good pocketing for any of those items that you want to grab quickly while you're on the road. And then as far as the back panel, this has also felt very comfortable, well distributed padding all throughout the back, same mesh that we saw on the straps. I like that this is a little bit more robust that was on the straps. I kind of wish it had been the same padding to just give you that extra bit of support, but this has felt very comfortable. You also have a good bit of elevation here to provide you with plenty of airflow while you're running around throughout the day. And then on the back, you have a luggage pass-through that will allow you to rest this on your suitcase. Wouldn't really use this too much with a bag of this size, but I suppose it's still nice to have. And then you also have a hidden zippered pocket around the luggage pass-through that's gonna be a great spot to store something like your wallet or a passport or anything more sensitive. Jumping into the organizational options, on the front you have a zippered quick access pocket with a vertical orientation on the zipper, so it will work well when you're carrying this by the side handle. You have a zipper garage here, and then, very simple compartment here. You can see the bright orange liner to provide you with that nice amount of visibility. And then this is a great spot for anything you need to grab more quickly. At the moment, I just have my iPad mini in here. It's able to fit there comfortably, but maybe a good spot for charging cables or any other things that you're grabbing regularly. And then above that, you have an awesome quick access pocket as well at the top. And I love these style of pockets because of the volume that they provide. There's just so many different things that you can store here, even if they're a little bulkier. And so, I really kind of pack this pocket out and it still feels like I have some leftover space. So at the moment I have my packable tote bag from Peak Design. I have an international travel adapter from Epica. I have a set of AR glasses that I use to watch movies, and then my sunglasses with one of their bulkier cases. And so all of that fit in there without any issues. And this would also be great maybe for a packable jacket, for your toiletries, so that you could access easily while going through security lines. And then on the lid, you have a small zippered pocket here that I didn't really use for anything at the moment. Could be a good spot for cables or other small items. And then on the back, you have a couple of elastic slip pockets that are gonna be great for holding charging accessories. I have a headlamp here, but you can see a portable battery fitting there. And then you have a smaller slot for, maybe a pen, other cables. And so great to have some built-in organization that's not overwhelming and stays out of the way if you don't want to use it. And then you have one additional zippered quick access pocket on top of that, which has a soft lining on the inside. So this would probably be a great spot for your sunglasses. At the moment, I'm just using this to store my AirPods and a charging cable for my phone, as those are the things that I probably grab the most, and so I like having them right at the top. On the back, you have a dedicated compartment for your laptop. This has dual zipper pulls, and it doesn't lock in the traditional sense, but you could potentially use a lock with the zipper pulls here. You could thread that through to still provide some theft deterrence. And then on the inside here, you have a padded laptop sleeve along with some built-in organization. So here on top of the laptop, you have a couple of elastic bands, good spot for a pen or a stylus. And then on the back, you have some elastic slip pockets that are gonna be great for tech accessories, like my USB-C hub that I use to charge all my devices. I have the cables next to it. And then you actually have a padded sleeve that is suspended off the bottom of the ground, so you can drop your laptop in there. And currently I have my 14-inch MacBook Pro, but you can see that there's some leftover space there at the top. So if I wanted to store a 15 or 16-inch laptop, should be able to fit comfortably. And so pulling my device out, now with the compartment empty, you can get a better look at the inside. It does come up a decent amount, so if you happen to have a thicker laptop, it should be able to fit there pretty well. And with the padding that's offered here and the fact that this is suspended, it definitely feels like my device is gonna be well protected. And then on the front, you have a dedicated tablet sleeve as well. And I like that this sleeve offers some padding so that you do get that additional protection. It's not just a simple slip pocket. I didn't place my iPad in here at the moment though, because I wanted it on the front as it felt a little bit easier to access. And then moving into the main compartment, this does have a suitcase style opening. This zipper does lock in the traditional travel bag sense, which is nice. And then opening this up, you do have to remove the compression straps so that you can get the full visibility into this main area. And so really great travel bag layout. You have a spacious main compartment on one side. You have a compression strap here to help secure things if you don't want them sliding around. And then here I have my typical packing cube setup with the larger compressible packing cube from Peak Design. I have the smaller one, and then I have a toiletry bag. And all of that fit in there very comfortably. It felt like I still had plenty of leftover capacity. So I really like the simpler layout here. On the inside of this main compartment, you have a zippered mesh pocket, which could be good for holding other small items, medicines, small tech items. And so I don't usually use these very much, but still great to have them. And then on the other side, you have some additional organization. First up, you have this mesh compartment, which again, I don't really use these too much, maybe for something a little flatter, a laundry bag, a smaller jacket, and then it stays out of the way if you don't want to use it. And then on top of that, you have a zipper that allows you to access the quick access pocket at the top that we looked at earlier, that spacious compartment. When you have the bag open, you can still reach in, grab whatever you need. I'm always a fan of this layout so that I don't have to flip around or kind of maneuver the bag when I have it open. So great to have that included. And then you have an additional compartment that offers a nice amount of volume. And I'm always a fan of travel bags that have this type of layout because I feel like it provides some added flexibility and separation among the items that you're carrying. And so you can see that this actually has a good depth here to be able to handle items that still have some volume. So in here at the moment, I packed in an extra pair of shoes in a packing cube. And then I also have a Peak Design pouch, my packable jacket, and I have one additional compression packing cube from Tortuga, just to kind of showcase the extra space that you get with a 40-liter bag. And so now with this emptier, you can get a better look here at the inside and how much this comes up. You also have that bright orange interior to give you plenty of visibility. And so, just a really effective layout for travel. This is the type of thing that I like to recommend for people that are just starting to get into one bag travel, because you have some organization, but you don't have to think about how you pack this out too much. It just works very nicely. And then because it's a little bit of a larger bag, you have some extra room to just kind of either pack additional items or experiment with different layouts. And it's very flexible and adaptable to the style of packing that you want to use. So really like the layout and the amount of space that's been included here. And if you're looking for a travel pack that's going to be comfortable, offer rugged materials, and an intuitive layout, I think this is going to be a cool option to take a look at. And so to wrap up, it's been a pretty great experience testing out the 40-liter travel backpack over the past couple of weeks. You can currently purchase this on the company's site. It's going to come in at around $290, so definitely in a more premium category. It does feel like you're getting something that's very solidly built and is going to offer a nice feature set, but there's going to be some other great bags in this price range that may be worth considering. And so as I was testing this out, one of the first bags this made me think of is the Cotopaxi Alpha Pack. That's offered in a couple of different sizes, including a 28-liter size, 35-liter size, and a 42-liter version. To me, the 35-liter feels like the sweet spot of something that gives you plenty of space, but is still going to be, a reliable carry-on option across a variety of domestic and international airlines. And the layout on that is super effective. It has kind of the suitcase style opening with the two compartments to easily organize all of your stuff. Great quick access pocket. The updated edition includes a water bottle pocket, luggage pass-through, very comfortable harness system. It has an integrated waist belt, and so you still get a comfortable harness system, weather resistant and rugged materials. And of course, Cotopaxi just has kind of a unique style, which really helps it stand out with its color combinations. And so it's just a very effective bag. It's great that it offers a couple of different sizes. And if you're looking for, a travel pack that's gonna give you a nice amount of space and is gonna be really easy to use, and that's gonna be a great option to take a look at. The next bag this made me think of is the Air Travel Pack 3, which has been one of my favorite one bag travel options for many years now. Just a really versatile layout. It has a clamshell style opening with a spacious main area, plenty of organization all throughout for your accessories, for your tech, great laptop protection, quick access pockets. It's got a comfortable harness system. You do have the ability to add and removable waist belt if you want to give yourself some extra space. It's offered in a 35 and 28 liter size. The 35 liter, of course, feels closer to this and is able to hold a really good amount. And it also has a very modern kind of techie style. It's offered in a couple of different fabrics. There was an ultra version for a while, X-Pack, ballistic nylon, very durable and weather resistant in all of its configurations. And so if you're looking for a great carry-on friendly pack with a more modern and techie aesthetic, then that's gonna be an excellent option to keep in mind. And then the last option that I'll mention here is the Peak Design Travel Backpack, which is one of the most popular one bag travel options on the market. It has a very sleek and modern style, comes in at about 35 liters with the ability to expand and be compressed down. You have excellent dual external water bottle pockets, quick access pocket. You have the ability to access the main area from the sides. You can also open it up fully clamshell. So it's just one of the most flexible bags as far as the layout that it offers. It also pairs well with Peak Design's ecosystem of accessories. The harness system isn't quite as robust as the one here or on some of the other bags that I've mentioned, but it's gonna be good enough for most people that are just kind of taking it onto a flight, going to their destination, and you just get so many other benefits out of the bag that it kind of helps balances things out. And so if you're looking for something that's going to be very flexible, durable, and also just have a really cool style, then that's going to be a great one to take a look at. With that being said, the 40-liter travel backpack from Stubble & Co holds up very well against all those options, and if you're looking for something that's going to offer plenty of space, a comfortable harness system, and a solid build quality, then this is going to be a really cool option to consider. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all think of the 40-liter travel backpack and how it compares to some of the other popular travel packs that are currently on the market. And if there's any similar options that you think that I should check out, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I want to thank the company for sending the bag for me to test out, and to you guys for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.